in my opinion, the best part about JGOOT is it's not one size fits all. We're all so unique. We all travel differently. We all have different goals in every single trip we take. And you're going to see that today with Shannon and I, two very, very different trips that were still incredibly fulfilling and met completely separate goals.
Thank you all for joining us. We brought in actually two of our Earning Multiplier experts who are sharing a little more than just Earning Multipliers today, which is pretty exciting. We're going to get to take a look at a couple of trips that y'all booked the JGOOT Way. And so I'm excited to check this out.
I guess I want to start things off to say, this is a really common example of how I do a lot of my travel. I think it's really important to understand that, in my opinion, the best part about JGOOT is it's not one size fits all. We're all so unique. We all travel differently. We all have different goals in every single trip we take. And you're going to see that today with Shannon and I, two very, very different trips that were still incredibly fulfilling and met completely separate goals.
I love it. And that's a good point, because we talk about that a lot around here, about earning multipliers, about when you're not using your points, using earning multiplier strategies to earn as many as possible. We talk about positioning. We talk about all of these different aspects of the JGOOT Way of Travel. And I think y'all, between the two of you, hit pretty much every one of them.
So I'm going to share with you guys this really exciting trip we took, and also how we kind of merged these two concepts together. What I chose to do was book my positioning hotels through AA Advantage hotels. So AA Advantage hotels give you multipliers with your hotel bookings. You can earn American Airlines points. So I chose to do that on both sides and earned myself, what is that math there, just over 9,000 American Airline points for those 2 nights at the hotel. So once we got to Bangkok, we kind of timed our travel based on shoulder season. We traveled during shoulder season to try to avoid high prices and lots of rain. We stayed at the Millennium Hill in Bangkok, right on the river in Bangkok. It was fantastic, beautiful views, fantastic location. We were able to take the ferry into the city very, very easily. We paid cash for that booking. I paid with my Chase Inc. Preferred and got 3 points per dollar on that. We also have status with Hilton through our Amex Platinum card, so was able to capitalize on that. We were in a junior suite during that stay, so it was a very nice room, great views, again, an opportunity to earn some good points. So the next thing we did in Bangkok that was a huge earning opportunity were tours. So I think everybody kind of has their own opinion on the best tours to do when you travel, and so we were able to book all of these experiences through Viator. We booked them all at 20 points per dollar. So those 4 tours, we got ourselves 11,500 membership reward points just through Viator. So pretty cool. So the other thing that we did in Bangkok that was super fun, and I went back and forth whether to include this, but I wanted to give you guys a true sense of our cash output on this trip. So we did earn points on it, but it wasn't a huge multiplier. And so I wanted to let you guys know that it's not always 20 points per dollar. Sometimes it's 1.5, and that's okay too. So from here, we took a flight to Phuket, and we paid cash for those tickets. So they were very inexpensive. We flew on AirAsia. It was about $150. And we chose to award those points to Aeroplan because they are a partner airline. So when I booked with AirAsia, I made sure to put my Aeroplan number in my AirAsia booking so that the points I earned on that were awarded to my Aeroplan account. The reason I did this is because Aeroplan points are pretty flexible. You can use them with lots of different airlines. And so having some stranded Aeroplan points, I'm okay with. I know they're going to get used. So that's where I awarded those points with my AirAsia booking. Once we got to the islands, we then boarded a liveaboard. So this liveaboard was a 5-day scuba trip, all inclusive. So we slept and ate and dove for 5 days on this boat. And the cost of that trip was just over $2,100. Again, we paid for that with our Freedom Unlimited card. The reason I chose my Freedom Unlimited card rather than my Inc. Preferred was because I wasn't sure that my foreign liveaboard with a unique name was going to code as travel. After our scuba trip was done, we headed to a resort and we stayed 3 nights there. It was $790, so not the least expensive resort to stay at, but it was beautiful, beautiful, amazing resort. And I paid with my Inc. Preferred there as well for 3 points per dollar. So when it was all said and done, I spent just under $7,000 for the entirety of the trip out of cash and about 260,000 points. But I ended up earning about 40,000 points. So with my cash output and my points input, I was about just shy of 5.5 points earned per dollar spent on that trip. Several week luxury vacation, I was still able to earn 5.5 points per dollar on it. So I kind of touched on this, but if I were to value out the trip in its entirety, flights, hotels, etc., it was well over $15,000. But because I was able to strategically plan the timing of it, I was able to save money on my cash output. My shoulder season made my hotels less expensive. It made my live aboard less expensive. And then I still was able to capitalize on using the right card for everything I purchased, as well as some of these hotel portals and Rakuten for my tours, and get myself about 40,000 points earned. So a lot of value for like an unforgettable trip. So really had a fantastic time combining the tools that we talk about in JGOOT. Rule 1, Rule 2, earning, redeeming, and having a fantastic trip out of it.
I wanted to grab a couple of questions. You talked about Viator and you earning 20 points. Was that just Viator points, or how did that take place here?
So Viator is a merchant that you can shop through Rakuten on. So if you activate Viator through your Rakuten account, you can earn membership reward points through your bookings at Viator. So Rakuten is going to give you a multiplier of the money you spend on those tours and allow you to earn lots and lots of points. Using Rakuten with Viator is such a fun tool for travelers.
Love it. Well done. And then Shannon, I know yours was a different flavor.
Mine was the flavor of bucket list. So this trip, my dear friend Julie found this and made a lot of sense to take our kids on a cruise together. So we paid for the cost of the flight in points. We flew in on the red eye, so we didn't even need a hotel room the night before, right? And we flew home on Labor Day. So when you factor all that in and what the cost of those flights would have been in cash, specific destinations, specific dates, not missing too much school, it was a great deal on flight points. The rest of the trip were point earning opportunities. Again, there's the entertainment. They have the main shows every night, but then they have things for the kids, things for the parents. So used points where we could, knew I wasn't going to be using too many, so I was very open to it being a point earning opportunity. I did charge everything to my Chase Sapphire Reserve because it is my best earning card for the travel category currently.
This is awesome, and is exactly what we talk about so often. I know I said this, but I want to loop back to it. Every single week we're coming back here with a new concept, a new tip, a new way of understanding the JGOOT way of travel, because there's so many facets to it. And y'all did such a good job putting them together into these trips here. And it's so cool to get to see it in action and see the results of all the work that you've done. Just out of curiosity, Shannon, you said you joined the lounge, was it 4 years ago? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So you've been at this for a little while. Kira, how long have you been at this?
I think my first big points redemption was 2014.
Oh wow, okay.
Long time.
So yeah, it's been a while. And so all this to say, the reason I asked that is when we're sitting here and learning this stuff from you, it's from experienced, advanced travelers who are now taking and reteaching this stuff to anybody who will listen. And every single one of us started off with the simple stuff, with the basics. Two of you are Earning Multipliers membership teachers and experts here, which by the way, I'll throw that up there in case you're unaware. We have an entire course all about Earning Multipliers, all about earning as many points as possible without changing your spending, without spending more, without juggling a dozen different credit cards and all that kind of stuff. You can find that info there at jgoot.com/em. And Kira and Shannon lead that course for us and teach us an entire curriculum along with monthly Q&As where you can ask these questions. I know there have been a bunch of them in the chat. We can't get to all of them, but we do on these Q&As. We set aside time to just take and answer questions for what you do. Thanks for sharing a couple of really fun trips. Every time you're on, we talk about earning multipliers. It's really fun to get to see what you do with all these points that y'all are earning.
We just hoard them. We've got piles of points hidden in our closets.
I think was that a Scrooge McDuck, diving into the vault and swimming through?
There we go.
Y'all are swimming in points over there. So y'all enjoy the rest of your Monday. Thank you again, Kira and Shannon. We'll see y'all next week.
Thank you.
Hi, guys.
Happy
Bye-bye.
travel.